Now check this out. This article is from March 11th, 2015, an article laughing in people's face. The World Trade Centers were proposed by the Rockefeller family on March 11th, 1961, months before Obama was born, who was also born in 61. 311-113, the way this date's written, 3/11 or 11/3. Important numbers to the Masons, important numbers to this nation. USA breaks down to 311. This article says rare photos reveal Osama bin Laden's Afghan hideout. In each picture, they show him in camouflage, holding a gun. I took some of the pictures from this article. This one right here is my favorite. Look at Osama. This is supposedly taken in his cave, where in his cave he has bookshelves, books, and of course, machine guns. They used to call Osama bin Laden the cave dweller. George W. Bush, that was his favorite way to refer to him. Oh, I don't think about him that much these days, the cave dweller. Cave dweller has gematria of 47 and 110, just like Osama bin Laden, just like the heights of the buildings that fell in New York. It's all a big numerical joke on us. Think about this nation's birthday. 4th day, 7th month, 4th day. Masonic creation. Here's an article from November 6, 2014. You might remember this story. A guy came out saying he was the one who killed bin Laden. His name was supposedly Robert O'Neill. Robert, a name with 33 gematria. The World Trade Center is constructed in 68. They came down 33 years later, 2001. In 68, George W. Bush graduated from Yale and Skull and Bones. 911 was made the national emergency dialing code. World Trade Center construction began. All part of the plot. Robert equals 33, O'Neill equals 31. These are the ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Notice they say he was 38 years old. Death equals 38. Osama died on a date with 38 numerology. O'Neill the Big Way also equals 67. We're going to talk about what this has to do with George W. Bush and 9/11. His initials also RO, R the 18th letter, O the 15th. Put it together, 33. This story came out on a Thursday, the day of the week with 116 gematria, just like country, and it came out November 6th, 11/6. What happens when you flip 11/6 upside down? Yes, you get 911. Osama bin Laden, the other way Osama's name's spelled, has gematria of 116. See how it's all coded out, Truth Seeker? Joe Biden, recent article said, he gave a retelling of how the Osama bin Laden raid happened. The media called him out because it was different than what he had previously said. You know why this is? Because it's impossible to keep a lie straight. With regards to that Building 7, show you a few more things about it. It was called the Solomon Brothers Building. It was 47 floors tall. Look at what Solomon Brothers Building in gematria equals. 110, 119, and 128. They all have 11 numerology. 110 and 119 stand out the most. September 11th, World Trade Centers 1 and 2, 110 stories tall. When you write out 911, it equals 110. Haim Solomon, born on April 7th, dead at age 44, the kill number. Financed the American Revolutionary War. World Trade Center demolished. Their demise, I should say, was used for what? Endless war that we're now still involved in. Afghanistan, Iraq, all over the Middle East. If you've never seen my prior work, the 9/11 attacks lasted 102 minutes. 102 minutes, not an arbitrary number. United States of America has gematria of 102. So does the phrase, fuck you. And as it happens, so does Al-Qaeda, who's blamed for the attacks. Al-Qaeda in Jewish gematria equals 102. Al-Qaeda in simple English gematria equals 41, just like USA. Keep in mind, 41 is the 13th prime number. This nation began with 13 colonies. Rhode Island, the 13th, equals 311 in Jewish gematria, just like USA breaks down to 311. It was all planned. Like I said, we're living out a planned history being executed against us day by day by the numbers. With regards to 41, September 11th, 2001, the day of the attack had 41 numerology, perfect for the nation. The 102-minute attack for the United States of America. They said the majority of the hijackers were from Saudi Arabia, but we never went to war with them. You know? Even in the mainstream story, they tell us it's Saudi Arabia. They tell us there were men over from Israel dancing in New Jersey, recording the attacks. They give us all these details, but we don't do anything to Saudi Arabia or Israel. We call those places the 51st and 52nd state. Now, we went to war with Afghanistan and Iraq, where the hijackers weren't from. Don't you see it's all a big fuck you, truth seeker? They know the people of this nation are stupid, asleep, and unwilling to stand up for anything. They can do anything in this nation and the people will accept it. That's what needs to change. That's why I speak out. I'm giving people the undeniable evidence. The wake the fuck up and wake the fuck up now message. Minutes That Changed America has gematria of 116 like 911 upside down. No coincidence. Now what we're looking at here is the firm that built the World Trade Centers, and I want to show you what's oh so interesting. This firm's out of Seattle on the 47th parallel. Magnuson Klemenkic Associates, who I've been desperately trying to call for more than a month, but they won't return my phone calls, has name gematria of 111 and 156. And let's talk about why this is curious. New York in gematria equals 111. For the record, you can use this knowledge in sports. I said the Mets would be in the World Series in spring training last year. Guess what they were? In that video, I explained why it wouldn't be the Yankees but the Mets. I was right. Learn the language of gematria. You'll see through history, rig sports, all of it, because it's all controlled by the same gang. Anyhow, in New York, on September 11th, there were the attacks. September 11th is the day that leaves 111 days remaining in the year. No coincidence. September 11th is also New Year's Day on the Coptic calendar. Before the Bush administration took power, many of the members were part of this think tank called Project for a New American Century. And they wrote a document in 2000 calling for a new Pearl Harbor to create a new agenda, foreign and domestic, for the nation for the 21st century. And lo and behold, we got our new Pearl Harbor on September 11th, New Year's Day, on the Coptic calendar. The word Coptic has gematria of 66. That's interesting because New York's the 11th state, and if you sum 1 through 11, it totals 66. Also, Magnuson Klemenkic Associates equals 156. 911, or 911, is the 156th prime number. This firm, no doubt, built the World Trade Centers knowing they would fall down. This firm knows something. There's a reason they won't call me back. Maybe somebody out there can give them a call for me. Say, hey, I just watched this really informative video on YouTube and it seems like you guys are a bunch of fucking assholes. I got some questions. Just leave out the fucking assholes part. You might get somewhere. So check this out. Here's something I want to show you. First, let's go back and look at these people's symbol. Notice their symbol is a big building with a reflection underground. Remember, the World Trade Centers were bombed in 93 on the date of February 26th. This is the date that the movie Falling Down came out. Movie set in Los Angeles. The cover is Michael Douglas in front of the Los Angeles skyline. But think about it. Falling Down, coming out the same day as the 93 World Trade Center bombing. Anyhow, from that date to September 11th, 2001 was a span of 3,119 days. Now remember, the World Trade Centers were first proposed on March 11th, 1961, 3/11. And they came down on September 11th, which can be written 9/11 or 11/9. All of those numbers are in this span of dates. Further, 9/11/2001, what I want to do here is get the numerology of 2001, which is 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. So it becomes 9/11/3. In numerology, you break bigger numbers down to single-digit numbers, but you don't have to do it for multiples of 11. So 9/11/3 is a proper numerology breakdown. Do you see what I see in 9/11/3 and 3/119? Yes, it's the reflection. Now the Freemasons, they have this important phrase. It's 2 words. I am. I is the 9th letter. I, 9. A is 1. And M is the 13th letter. I am is 9113. Just like the date September 11th, just like the reflection of span of dates from 93 World Trade Center bombing to September 11th. If you think that's a coincidence, you know what? Do me a favor, find your nearest costume shop, buy the one with the most wool on it, and never take it off. You're not fit for this world. Speaking of not fit for this world, here's Uncle Numbnuts, also known as the 43rd President George W. Bush. Let me show you what this clown had to do with September 11th. No, he didn't plan it. He was just the stooge picked to play the part as the president during this horrible moment of history for a reason. They called him George W. Bush, which has gematria of 58 and 67, identical to Freemasonry. He was born July 6th, 1946, a date with a life number of 33. Remember, he graduated from Yale and Skull and Bones in 68, 33 years before becoming president, before 9/11, the same year 911 was made the national emergency dialing code, the same year World Trade Center construction began, the same year Space Odyssey 2001 came out, the same year MLK was assassinated, the same year Bobby Kennedy was assassinated. Anyhow, with regards to that name gematria of 67, his birthday is July 6th, which in most parts of the world is also written 6/7, and from his birthday to September 11th was a span of 67 days. He was 55 years old at the time. Satan equals 55. Satanic equals 67. These Freemasons, they are satanic. Satanism is self-worship. It essentially boils down to do whatever you can for yourself and fuck everybody else. And that's exactly how these people in high places operate. July 6th is the 187th day of the year, the number for homicide. Him as the president was a homicide for us all. We all died a little bit inside. I saw that as a 17-year-old when he was elected. I couldn't vote then, and I couldn't fucking believe the country I lived in. I knew I needed to leave as a 17-year-old. What I said back then is I said, watch, shit's gonna get crazy with this guy as the president. You could just see it. This arrogant, I can't even explain it. Think about how he used to always chuckle with that look on his face and his shoulders bobbing up and down. What a prick. Anyhow, if you count the end date from his birthday to September 11th, it's also a span of 68 days. Like the year he graduated from Skull and Bones, like the year World Trade Center construction began, like I just talked about. Skull and Bones, the Masonic Order at Yale. The Bush family's from Yale. From Connecticut. They grew up in New Haven, Connecticut, where Yale and Skull and Bones is located. All the Bushes are members of this secret society. Check this out. New Haven, Connecticut has gematria 43, where Bush is from, where Yale is. George Bush was the 43rd president. Jeb Bush was the 43rd governor of Florida. And if you can recall, George was visiting Jeb on September 11th. From the date George W. Bush became president to the date September 11th happened was a span of 234 days, 7 months and 22 days, another number that gets coded in big history a lot, from Lincoln to JFK to 9/11. Also a span of 33 weeks and 3 days. How about it? Chalk it up as another coincidence.